Good morning, guys. Good morning. Um, we're watching the third round that Adriana is playing against a 1662 elo opponent. Okay, Adriana's opponent is a guy that has 1.5 to 3 rounds that has been played. And okay, the opponent drew a game because he took a bye. And he also won a game because his opponent didn't go to play the round. So he lost a game against the only opponent that he played against. So let's see how the game will be. Starting from now, from the start, I would like to see the opening from the start. Adriana, that is playing with white, open with d4, opponent d5, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6. Okay, now she decided to take in the d5 pawn. Another move could be knight f3, but c takes on d5 is correct. E takes, bishop g5. And bishop e7, e3, for developing the bishop, of course. And the opponent decided to play c6 for blocking this bishop for all the diagonal. Except, of course, d3 and e2. So Adriana decided to play bishop d3 because she probably would like to castle, and probably the next move will be knight f3 or knight e2. That's the normal move that white plays in this position. Opponent castle, normal move, knight e2 and rook e8. Okay, rook e8, as you see, is probably the first move not from the book that you see, but is anyway a good move because black is putting a rook in an opening, semi-opening file. So that's good. That's good anyway. And well, now Adriana, next move will be probably castle because that's why she putting the bishop on d3 and the knight on e2. So I'm close to be sure that Adriana next move will be castle. Close to be sure. Guys, there is also a delay in the live stream. So if you write something, I read what you write in the same moment. But unfortunately, there are 10 minutes delay. So you will see everything 10 minutes later. Okay? Well, okay. I don't know why Adriana didn't take the time for a time for castling because it's a normal move in this position. Another good move that black could play, for example, after castling in this position, black normally develop the knight, or also can develop also the bishop, for example. I don't know if this one could be a good move because white can attack this square, queen b6. White not take this the queen because of otherwise black can push the pawns and having a good control, and having also another goal with this pawn and moving the bishop back and trying to attacking this pawn again. So well, Adriana decided to castle, of course, and the opponent played knight bd7, the normal move in this position. Queen c2, another good move, normal move for Adriana. And now black decided to play a strange move, but okay, seems a strange move, but in the same moment it isn't. Because black decided to play the knight on f8. Knight on f8 has two options. The first one is allow to the light square bishop to be developed, first of all. And the second time is going probably on e6, attacking the bishop and forcing white to moving the bishop back, probably, because I don't think that Adriana would like to trade in the bishop for the other bishop, for the bishop for the knight. So probably that's not the move that Adriana will do in this position. But we are here. I explain why black decided to play knight f8. But another things is saying why or what white could do in this position. Okay, as you can see, white connected the rooks, no? So a good option could be putting the rooks in the correct squares. For example, rook fe1 or rook e1 could be an option for pushing the e and f pawns. Another option could be moving the rook on b1 for pushing this pawn. Maybe e3, b4. And this could be a plan that white could have in this position. Or having also rook e1, other rook e1, could play e3 anyway for playing b4 without moving the rook on b1. So more option that Adriana could have in this position, and fortunately there are no bad moves. There are no bad moves, and there are no bad moves for black too in this position. So, okay, white is trying to attack in this pawn, but unfortunately for Adriana in this position, she couldn't attack this pawn at the moment. But for example, if Adriana play a3, knight e6, as I told you, now Adriana can gain a pawn because taking there, bishop takes, and bishop takes h7, and can go back, and she has one pawn more. So that's probably the best thing that could happen in this position for white. But it's not so easy. Because, okay, the opponent probably knows this opening and probably knows what you have to do. For example, play g6 in this position. Don't allow white to attack in the h7 and blocking this diagonal for the queen and the bishop too. So, going back to the game, Adriana is still waiting. Oh, guys, I forgot to put in the time control that the opponent have. So give me just a second. And I tell you how much time does the player has. Okay. Because, okay, time control is 1 hour plus 30. Not 90 plus 30, 1 hour plus 30. Just a second, guys. Okay. Okay, now you can see also the time control the two players has. Okay, a lot of time, of course, but playing 60 plus 30 is more different than 90 plus 30. Because, of course, you have 30 minutes less, first of all. And that's the main reason. Okay. Oh, Adriana decided to play f3. Oh, f3. F3 is an interesting move. Because, okay, the plan probably is really, really easy to understand. Because the plan is pushing the pawn on e4, trying to control the center, no? And probably after that, for example, black play g6 for blocking the diagonal of the bishop and the queen. e4, d takes, e takes, knight e6, probably in this position could be a good option. But what could also playing something like oh no, because knight takes on d4. Not possible. Okay, it's not possible because oh, he's attacking this pawn. So probably she has to play d5, not e5. Taking here, and knight takes. But, okay, white now has a strong attack on the file, but he has also an isolated pawn, so not so easy. Not so easy. But I think Adriana knows this opening really well, so she knows what she has to do in this position. I'm sorry to saying you that there is a delay, but unfortunately in the chess games there are rules and, well, you cannot do different things than that. So that's why I put that. And unfortunately, I cannot read your message in real life. I reply 10 minutes late because I reply in the same moment, but you see my reply 10 minutes later. I can probably write something on the chat. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Because now black is thinking. Okay. We are back. But why? Okay, white played this move, and black now is thinking. Okay, black played really fast the opening as white too, except the previous move that Adriana spent some minutes for thinking because he's arrived the moment for starting to thinking because they arrived out of the opening the most fast moves that people normally do. And so black is also need some time for thinking. Because, for example, if in this position, white plays 96, as I told you, was the exactly same thing that I told you in this previously, because white gain a pawn, okay? So everybody hope that the opponent play this move. But if the opponent decided to play, because now in this position, normally there are two or three main lines. This one could be the first one because block, of course, the diagonal, and that's totally easy to understand. And, well, that's totally great. The other way is going in the other side with b4. With b4, the plan is attacking in this side, in the queen side, then the king side, and developing the bishop too in this diagonal. Okay, so that's the plan of this move, b5. But white in this position need to be careful because now e3 pawn is a little bit could be a little bit under attack, okay? Because, okay, as you can see, the only defender is the bishop, but removing the bishop for black is not so difficult, no? So, removing the bishop, there are no other defenders of the e-pawn. And that could be a problem, and of course Adriana know that. And of course Adriana need to find a way for removing this pawn. For not leaving this pawn in this position, allow to the opponent to attacking. But, well, I think the Adriana plan is going on e4, probably, controlling the center. Okay, here we are. Okay, this is the position, but black decided to play a move. And black decided to play h6. Okay, h6 is a move that don't allow to white to taking a free pawn, as I told you after playing, for example, 96. So now black could play 96 if, okay, if it can. But now is white turn. And probably Adriana don't want to trade a bishop for the knight, no? I told you a similar position some minutes ago. And, well, I told you 10 minutes ago that there is no chance that Adriana would like to take in this bishop. So probably the move that Adriana will play in this position will be okay. I said 1 second ago, bishop h4. Bishop h4 is the best move because he continue to attack in the knight. And okay, now the bishop has no defense, but it's not easy for black trying to attacking this bishop again. Okay, the only move could be playing g5, but I don't think black could think to going there, no? But I also don't know which other moves black could do in this position, because I think would go, for example, here. But after going there are many options. For example, going on each one with the king, or playing the rook on d1, or playing the rook on e1. A really good number of options that white could have if the opponent played that move. Other option, okay, I think that black need to develop in this bishop, okay? So most common move is bishop d7, because bishop e6 blocking the blocking the rook, no? Rook is totally blocked at the moment, no? And so that's why I think d7 is better. And I also think the other plan for black is putting the rook on c8 after playing the bishop on d7. For white is not so, because okay, this position that we are watching at the moment, that is the live game that we are watching, is not so simple, because there are no many strategies, no many plan, no many tactics that white and black too could do. So probably will be a long game. Okay, there are no mistakes in the opening, no mistakes in the first half, of course, of the middle game. Because the moves that white and black can do, there are many options for white and black too. So there are not so easy way for blunder or for, okay, blunder is made a move that you lose automatically, no? But I would like to say also inaccuracy, because it's really simple. Developing the pieces at the moment for white and black, and moving the rooks on the correct squares, so it's really easy. Okay, we can say there is a move better than the other one, but there are a lot of moves really close, and that depends on about the opponent and Adriana too, who like to decide into playing. Okay, this depends what Adriana and for example the opponent have in their mind, no? But what's happened? Wait. I have to set up a thing. Because you don't see all the chessboard. Wait a second. And well, this is the position at the moment, and black is thinking a lot because, okay, as I told you, there are many options for white and black too. Oh, wait a second. There are many options for the two players. So I think they have to calculate deeply for finding the best plan in this position. So that's why probably Adriano opponent now is thinking an extra time for calculating, probably. Oh wow, you cannot see the time moving. Okay, now yes. But wait, seems I have some problem with my camera. That is no totally perfect. But this is the trick of the streamers. Let's go. Okay, okay, there are some option in this position, but probably will be also a long game. Because as you can see, we are just at the start of the opening, no? So, okay, there are no tricks, there are no strange things in this position for long time, probably. But will be not so easy. Yeah, you have not to spend too much time, okay, in this position. You can just play a simple chess, developing the bishops, putting the knights on the rooks on the strongest square, and that's all. Probably that's the best way that white and black, because white and black too, has to do in this position, probably. But let's go, Adriana. Let's go. Okay, it's better, of course, if Adriana opponent spend the time for thinking than Adriana. And well, I when I saw the result that Adriana had and the opponent that Adriana had, I was, well, a little bit shocked because this tournament is under 2400 tournament, and Adriana has 1.5 points because she lost a game, she won a game, and on the third round she got a bye, so she drew the game. And with 1.5, she probably got the best player she could get. Okay, every game is different, every game is not easy to play, blah blah blah. But it's also okay, if you have to find the opponent that you want, you probably would like to play against opponent that you can beat normally, no? And this opponent, or when I saw it was 1662, I said, oh, he's probably is playing really good in this tournament. But I saw also he played just one game to 3. And that's really crazy. I don't like it too much because, okay, it's not his fault because, okay, he couldn't understand who is his next opponent. But he won against a player that didn't appear to the round, so probably he was a little bit frustrated because he get a point more, so he had to play against strong opponent for in the next round, but without getting a single elo. Okay, because okay, of course, you get elo if you beat the opponent, not if you get if your opponent don't appear. And if your opponent don't go to play, and you will win the game, you don't get any elo. Okay, and that's what's happened to Adriana's opponent, and also, and also, and also, what's happened? Well, he got a buy too. He got a buy too. So another reason for not to be happy. But okay, this game then don't change anything. Okay, Adriano opponent, I don't know why is spending so much time. So much time. Guys, as you can see, if it's really easy to understand this position, and it's really easy to understand there are no tricks, no strange things that could happen. And Adriano opponent is spending too much time. Okay, finally played a move. Bishop e6. As I told you, as you can say, this move, this sign there, chess.com put for every move, is not the best one. Is not a great move for Adriano opponent. Why? Let's analyze. I told you probably the first way is why this bishop is blocking the rook, no? So now for moving the rook, Black has to moving the two bishop in two moves, okay? So not easy, not good for him. But what Adriana could play in this position, as I told you 10 seconds ago, there are no bad moves in this position. There are no bad moves. Because, for example, the first one is playing king h1. King h1 allowed to white to not get some strange check on e3 or something like that. So probably can help Adriana later. Another good move that white can do is moving the rook on d1, a rook on e1, a rook probably also on b1. The other rook on b1 probably is not the best, but could... Okay, I don't think she will play that one. The other rook on d1. E3 for prevent bishop b4. H3 to prevent some other moves. So, well, Adriana has a really huge number of moves that she can do. Okay, the only way for Adriana for playing bad moves in this position is playing like this. Okay, this probably is a bad move. But of course, Adriana will choose some good moves. For example, she could play also, I don't remember if I told you, rook c1 2, rook d1, because, for example, the e rook could be played in b1, c1, d1, e1. Every move is good. Every single move. The other rook could be played. Okay, I told you probably b1 is not the best, but could be played. c1, probably not the best one, but could be played. d1 could be played, but probably not the best one. And e1, okay, could be played, but not the best one. So moving the e rook in every single square on the chessboard will be a good move for Adriana. So she has just to share which one she wanted to moving, no? But guys, what do you think Adriana could play in this position? Let's... Okay, chat. Write in the chat which move do you think Adriana will play in this position? Because she has really a huge number of options. Okay, Adriana played the move. So, unfortunately, guys, I told you to guess which one will be... which one was the move that Adriana could do. But, well, she played. And she played Rook D1. Perfect. Totally perfect. Totally perfect because she played a strong rook. There is a strong rook. And now... Okay, well, in this position, black could play some other good moves too. There are no mistakes, again. For example, he could play rook c8, could be a great option. And for example, rook e1 could be another great way for continue the game. They are just studying the opponent. Adrian is studying the opponent. The opponent, which Javier is studying Adriana. So, well, I think we need an extra time for seeing the final results of this game. I thought it was more simple, but the opponent played really well. Okay, it's really difficult to play the bad moves in this position, but okay, you have to find that. Okay, let's see if the Adriana opponent will find the best moves later too. Because I told you c8, rook c8, but other option could be e6 to prevent this move. Or, well, rook d1, or queen e5. There is putting the queen in attack, trying to attack in the opponent. Probably could choose... No, probably knight d7, but seems really strange. Okay, the other way there, this position seems a little bit strange, is why the opponent played knight f8 and he blocked a square for the knight, no? So this knight now, or he go back on d7, but seems a no sense move because he do a long trip for going to d7 again. But the other plan, the other move, the only move could be going on g6, but now going on g6, I think she just go back because I think she's not forcing. Probably she doesn't want also to trade in the bishop for the knight. As I told you, okay, the diagonal is closed, but okay, it's not the best one anyway. But now knight here. Well, this could be a little bit annoyed because forcing to going on f2 for not trading the knight for the bishop again. So seems a little bit strange game, this one, but okay, well, let's see. Okay, Adriana played her move really fast because I can see also the time that the players spend for playing every single move, and Adriana, guys, spent 10 minutes. The Adriana opponent spent more than 10 minutes before. So not easy in this moment, not easy. For Adrian opponent, of course, because, okay, he spent 25% of his time, and now he's going to spending the 33% of his time, and they just trade a single pawn in this position, no? So, as I told you, is probably important in this position. Okay, first of all, of course, playing the best move. Of course. But in this game, especially in this game too, another important thing is getting the correct time control. Otherwise, you can arrive in the end game, because I told you will be probably a long game, with some time problem, and I hope it didn't be. So, well, Adrian opponent is spending now too some time for finding the best way for counterattack Adriana. But as I told you, there are no simple ways in this position, so it will be not so easy finding good plans and finding good, because, okay, there are probably some plans, but the plans in this position are really long. You need to calculate a lot, first of all, because there is not, for example, a sacrifice where you can win, for example, a pawn or a piece. No, it's not the type of games. Is a type of games where you have to calculate a lot. You have to be quiet, not play faster, because it's not important playing fast. It's important putting the pieces in the correct way, in the correct square. So I hope Adriana will not forcing this position, because it's not important forcing this position. As I told you, the main line are Queen e5, e6, Rook c8. We saw also going on g6, but also going on g6, knight take, bishop takes, f takes, queen takes. Probably was the best. I forgot to explain this move because I didn't see that. I was just focused that this is attacking the other one. But going on g3 could be good anyway. It don't change too much. Depends if white would like to having the bishop pairs or one pawn up. It depends about the player, what the player think. Okay, opponent plays c5, and now Adriana had a good chance, a really good chance, because she could play, but Adriana played really fast, played in 10 seconds. So this was the best move, because after bishop d7, close to be forced. This and win up. No, wait. Bishop takes, okay. And bishop take here, queen takes here, and d takes. And white is one pawn up. And she's also attacking this pawn, the d5 pawn, okay. And for example, after bishop b5, if black go back with the knight and not with the bishop, there is also bishop take on e7, queen on e7, and knight f4. Knight f4 is attacking this bishop, is attacking this pawn with the 1 and 2. And so is really strong. So Adriana could get a really good advantage in this position. But after c5, Adriana decided to play bishop f2. To be honest, I don't know why she decided to play that move, because the bishop was good there. And probably she saw something that I didn't saw. And the opponent played rook c8. Normal move there. He can do. Okay, now is Adriana that need to spend probably some time because now she had 12 minutes more than the opponent, and she can get some moment for thinking because it's needed to doing that in this position. Because for example, d takes, bishop takes, because of course don't takes with the knight, with the rook. Bishop, knight f4 again, attacking this and this again. Okay, now it's not like previously that we can attack in this knight because now the knight is the pawn is defended by 3. No, 1, 1, 2, 3, and attacking by 1 and 2. Okay, this not this 1 and 2. So it's not too much, but it's also a good move because white can decide to take in the bishop, for example. Okay, let's do a6. Take. Could be good, for example, for me, for white. But okay, probably the bishop on f2 is not so strong at the moment because he's not doing anything in this position. But well, it's not important at the moment because, okay, there is not a position where someone blunder or someone made some big mistake or something like that. And that's why Adriana now can take the time for trying to calculate. Okay, if for example, it's white, yes, white will play this for take and having a good queen. Okay, can develop the knight for free, for example, e4, and now there are a lot for calculating because black could take here, could move, for example, bishop on f8, attacking this pawn too. So there are a lot of options, but that's a new game, another game, not the game that was analyzing. And probably bishop there seems not so strong, probably. Probably a strong move could be, for example, play rook e1, because playing rook e1, you have two strong rooks in the central squares, in the central file. The opponent too, I know, and the opponent can decide to play, for example, c4, forcing you playing this one and trading. Well, that's depend about the opponent, what the opponent and Adriana to want to play. Their choice. Their choice. There is not just one single way for going to winning this game because everybody knows that Adriana will win this game. Okay, Adriana go down to 50 minutes in this position at this moment. So, well, the opponent starting to do that anyway, so before her. And Adriana has more time than the opponent, so she can decide into thinking, okay, rook e1, perfect. Rook e1, rook e1. Okay, seems not a best move, the best move. Because I told you probably that's why black can play c4. And play c4 is really bad for white because it's forced to play that. Okay, black is not forced to take. He could play, for example, queen d7 and now g3. Attack, defending here. But for example, after g6, she's forced to take in that. And now black is better, in my opinion, is a little bit better. Okay, Stockfish says there is equal, but this bishop is a little bit bad. So probably that's why if I have to choose in this position, I will take white. Sorry. I will take black. But fortunately, there are a lot of moves that the two player played. So there are just no a single way for arriving in the different position. And well, the plan for playing Rook E1, why Adriana decided to play Rook E1? Probably because she would like to play E4. Probably not now. Probably after some, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what black could do in this position, to be honest. To be really, really, really honest. For example, if black will take here, knight takes, and bishop c5, queen b3, attacking the pawn. Queen b6, well, queen's, yeah, yeah, bishop b5, but seems not so easy to play, no? I would like to try to do a thing, guys. Let me just a second. Oh, perfect. Why? No. And let's do the same to the name of the two player. No, come on, you cannot see the elo. That's better. But after this, this. Not easy, not easy. Yeah, I think c4 here is the only way for playing this game, in my opinion. So, well, let's see and hope that the opponent don't play that move. Let's hope. Cross the fingers and hope that he don't play that move. And he decided to play other strange moves that help Adriana. Because every other moves are better for Adriana, so that's why I told you that. Okay, the opponent is going really, is spending really time for doing the moves. But I think, okay, guys, I'm totally sure that the opponent take that because he want to open in the file. Of course. Of course. Pushing this, okay, we saw what's happened, but block the rook. So that's why I think the opponent will play c takes on d4. Totally sure. Totally sure about that. I told you. I told you. C takes on d4. And now easy knight takes. Not e takes because it's really bad. An isolated pawn. Really bad. Knight takes on d4. And white is still better. Let's go, Adriana. Less than a minute for playing that move. Less than a minute. Less than a minute. Okay, a minute is coming. We are close to spend a minute for calculating this. But as you know, it's the only way. Let's go. Correct, Adriana. Correct, Adriana. And now white. Okay, black could play this, for example. Attacking there. With the queen on e5, probably. And that's why it's necessary queen e4. With this, queen b4. And with this, g3. And with this, b5. And with this, okay, I had b5 for going there. Super strange. Super strange. Okay, 1 hour. After 1 hour, this is the position. We spend the first hour of this live stream for arriving in this position. So let's go, Adriana. Okay, the game after an hour is really close to be equal, no? Wait. Oh, the opponent played... Oh, opponent played bishop c5. Bishop c5. Wow. Bishop c5. Okay, the plan is really easy to understand. Trying to go into attacking the knight and taking if take with the pawn, having an isolated pawn, light black, because to be honest, black has the same problem, no? But Adriana don't want to have the same problem, probably not. So that's why she can play queen b3, trying to attack in there, and if the opponent play this, you can go d6. Rook b8, then bishop g3. And now he's trapped. This one could be another option, take. And now will be difficult to play this position, probably. It seems not so easy. So that's why Adriana in this position need to calculate, or she can also take in there, but he allowed to the opponent to develop the knight, so probably is not the best move to do in this position. Okay, you have the bishop pairs and your opponent doesn't have, but not so good. Okay, not so bad is not a mistake, of course, but seems not so perfect to play in this position. But well, it's really difficult to play because some years ago when I started to playing chess, if you played against a 1600 players, they are boosted by FIDE in March, in the previous March. So they are probably the previous 1500 players. When you play against them, they blunder, they made a stupid mistake every single time. So if you play safety against them, the most easy way for winning that game, checkmate on move 50. Okay. We are at move 16. So checkmate in 9 probably is not the best way. It's not the best. It's not so easy to do. But if you say checkmate on 25, at move 25, I trust you, of course. Of course. Well, and now, as I was saying, it's not like some years ago when you play against opponent that don't know what they have to do. Now the players, everybody knows the opening. Of course, okay, the children first of all, and other players from specific countries. In this, people don't want to play against them. But now is not easy to play against no one. I played a tournament that I finished the previous week. And I played against some 1500 players that played perfect games. I don't know why. I forced a lot for trying to winning against them. So I was shocked. So what I have to do? Studying a really strange opening. So no one knows that. And I can win easily. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Okay, Adriana now is spinning sometimes. He's going... Adriana played 2 games to 3. because the previous one she got a bye. And in the previous 2 rounds, she won against a 1800 and she lost against another 1800 player. So normal tournament is a long tournament. So let's see what's happened in this round and in the next round. And that's crazy, as I told you to the others, on what's happened on round number 4. Because playing against a 1600 player that play against a 2000, round number 4 means just one thing, or two things. Or the 2000 player is playing a really, really, really bad game, really bad tournament, or otherwise, black is playing really good. But what's happened? What's happened? White played normal, and black won as 1.5 without winning or drawing against an opponent, a real opponent. He got a bye and he played against a player that didn't come to play. So that's crazy. Crazy. You pay for playing a tournament and you got a bye and and your opponent don't go to play. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, Adrian is going to be a little bit less than 3 minutes, but that's good. That's not a problem. That's the problem that I have every single time that I play. I spend too much time for thinking. Really, really, really horrible. Horrible. Adriana, what would you like to play? What do you want to play in this position? Bishop h4, leaving a bishop in a normal square, or queen b3 as I told you, attacking there, and queen b6, and queen takes and bishop takes. No? Or would you like to play a3 for playing b4? No, I don't think she would like to play a3 for playing b4. I don't think. But is the time for moving now? Oh, she moved. She moved knight b3. Okay, probably not the best move ever. But okay, seems not so bad. Okay, the opponent has no ways for losing or doing something wrong. He can just play bishop b6, and that's enough for saving the position, no? But now, Adriana, I think, would like to remove the queen from the rook diagonal, rook file, no? So that's why she probably could play the queen in another way, another square. But let's see. Okay, seems really easy to play this, but there is also this other move that could be not easy to counterattack. Because if you move your queen on d2, Your queen is pinned too. So so yeah, the opponent played bishop e6. Bishop b6. Oh, immediate reply from Adriana that didn't spend a single second for thinking, and she immediately played bishop b4, forcing the opponent to cover the square with a knight or with a bishop. So let's see which one is the best. Let's see, for example, this one. Okay, that's great for white, of course. This one could be probably the best one. And going on e2, because need to remove the queen from the pinned square. And bishop probably is the best. Another best. Queen d3 could be an option. Takes, takes. So let's see. Let's see what the opponent would like to do. Okay, it's easy for the opponent because he has just 3 pieces for going there, no? Not too much others. Okay, one of my friends told me just now that they play. I lost against a child some weeks ago, and that guy won the Italian championship. Wow, in his category, of course. Wow. Okay, normal move. Knight f8 on d7. And Adriana replied really fast again. So she would like to put pressure to the opponent, moving the queen on d2, because now she would like to attack this pawn. But it seems a not easy game for Adriana. Okay, she didn't have some problem with any moves, but she is really difficult to finding a way for winning the game too. Let's see. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Guys. Um, well, I don't know what's happened because OBS is not working. Probably he had some problem. Not sure. Let me check. You can see me. Okay, that has been fixed. Okay, what's happened? We was on Queen D2 uh, for Adriana, but the opponent decided to play also the best move in this position. That is A6. A6 and now Adriana need to choose to trading the bishop for the knight, but probably it's a little bit strange doing that move. Or going back on e4, because going back, for example, on d3 or other moves seems illogical in this situation. So probably this one will be the next best move that Ariana could do. But okay, e4 seems a little bit strange because okay, it's easy to understand that black can go back with the bishop and pushing on b5. I'm forcing white going. Okay, let's try. Here, for example, this move, knight e4, b5, bishop here, and knight c5. Okay, and that seems not so good because okay, she probably would like to go back again. And yeah, bishop d7 or I don't know, bishop here. There are so many options. So now it depends just for what Adrian is thinking to do. Because there are some, okay, best moves, but seems a little bit illogical um, for humans, no? Okay, Adriana played fast, really fast previously, but now she's spending some time for calculating because she arrived in a strange position and obviously she need to think a little bit more. So let's see what she decided to play. Because otherwise going, for example, here, okay, it's not so bad, but yeah, forced to the opponent to do some logical move that give him a tempo for free, no? Or going on f1, but f1 is really strange move. I don't think she will play bishop f1. Really strange. I think she probably can consider it to play in that one. And probably something like this. I don't know. But wait. Yeah, it seems the situation is a little bit not strange, but depends about what they want to do. Because I think Adriana can get something good in this position, but is forced probably to attacking here, to taking the knight. And depends if, for example, bishop takes, depend if bishop takes, knight takes, and queen takes too. So let's see that just if Adriana will take the knight. Otherwise, it's not important calculating 30 lines where, well, she don't play that. And now just important to understand what the opponent is thinking about it also. Because if Adriana will take the knight on d7, the opponent has really too many opportunities, too many ways for continuing to play, no? Okay, 29. Okay, now Adriana and the opponent has the same time. So will be funny to see how they will spend the second half of the time of their time. So it's a difficult choice that Ariana could do. Needs to do. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. But they started to. Well, they started to. If Adriana, for example, taking there and pushing on e4, they could arrive in a situation when they was in they are in at the begin of the middle game to a situation where they are close to a endgame if they trade the queens too, because they could trade a lot of pieces, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, so can change everything. It can change everything. And here, for example, this is the opening. Bishop d3, castle, d3, castle, knight b7, queen c2, knight f8, f3. Okay, that's really strange. The first really strange move, and the second really strange second move. But wow. Okay, here we are again on a6 played by the Adriana opponent. Adriana now is 26 minutes, the opponent a little bit more, a little bit less than 30 minutes. So now Adriana can choose if she would like to play which game she would like to play. Okay, because yet the option for decide how the game will go. But about the currency, because I also see the currency of the two players, they are playing a really good games. Okay, we saw that probably c5 here and bishop f2 was not the best move in that position, but was the only two moves that they played not perfectly. The others was close to be the first line of the engine, first line of Stockfish. And also the accuracy is for Adriano opponent 98.1. 94, sorry, 0.1. And for Adriana 94.3. So really high accuracy. They are still playing hard game because okay, the difference, the elo difference is really high, no? But yeah, well, when you play against an opponent low rated and he plays good moves, you probably could do two things. Or continue to play waiting when your opponent made some mistakes. Or um trying to trying to complicate the position, no? Because your opponent, if you complicate the position, don't understand anything and you can win easily, no? That's what the high-rated players normally do. But depends because it's not necessary that it happen every time, of course, no? Okay, Adriana is still waiting. I refreshed the page because I'm shocked that I think she moved. No, she didn't move. Okay, it was right that she didn't move a single time. Let's go, Adriana. Bishop takes on d7. Let's go, Adriana. Let's go, let's go. And she didn't play again. Wow. She's going to be a little bit less. A little bit. No, she's going to be to having less than 20 minutes. Let's see if she will go to have less than 20 minutes after her move. Because she played some moves really fast and now she's spending a lot of time. Okay, probably because she moved two moves really fast and she couldn't move every single move faster like that, of course. And probably that's the move that can decide what the game move on, no? Okay, she's not still in time travel because she has much time for doing whatever she wants. But yeah, well, she need to move, of course, in the next seconds. Not too many minutes again. Not too much not too much minutes more. Because I don't know how many minutes she spent for this move, but a lot, of course. After this move, I can see how many minutes she spent for that. But is it serious that she spends so much time? Or the DJT doesn't work? Well, I'm a little bit scared that the DGT could not working. Not sure. Oh no, wait. No mobs. I listened something, but was not moving from the DGT board. Wow. They didn't touch the DGT, no? No, it's impossible that she didn't move. She spent 15 minutes or something like that. It's impossible. If in the next 5 minutes she didn't play any moves, I try to put the moves from the video. Oh, come on, it's not possible that she didn't move. Or she played really fast than all the other mobs. Or I don't know if it's possible that happen. Let me refresh the page. No, come on. A6 again. A6 again. And I stay there saying, oh wow, Adriana, why she didn't play any moves? Why she didn't play any moves? Wow. Let me try to adding the moves. Yeah, let's try to do this. Yeah, I have to set up the position. I'm sorry if you see something in real life. 1-2 pawn. 1-2 here. Okay, that's the pawn. E8 and there too. Queen from here. And the 2 knights. Okay, that's the position and the king on g1. Black has in front of the knight here and here. Pawn. Rooks on the opening files. Queen in front of the rooks here. Knight here. And a bishop here. And the king is here. Okay, this is the position of Adriana at the moment. That's the position of Adriana at the moment. Wait, I have to set up everything for a second. And I try to put in the correct chessboard now. With the correct size of the chessboard, because chess.com has different size of the chessboard if I go to analysis or going to the live events. So give me just a second and you will see Adriana again. Okay, I put it I need to put the valuation bar. There is really important to understand the position in a second. Oh, who is winning or who is losing? But Adriana, I spoiler you because I saw the evaluation bar, is in a better position at the moment. Is in a better position than the opponent. Okay, I have to put manually the moves. What the opponent played. No, wait. Wait. It's not like this. Analysis. Set up position. Change everything. Oh, yes. What's that? Oh, let me check. I probably putting the wrong setup. Well, 1, 2. Queen in the, close to that. 2 and a rook. And a rook here too. Knight and knight. Other 2 pawns, 1 and 2. And queen and here on G. And 1 and 2. Black has 1, 2, 3. 1 in front of the knight. 1 here. And 1 here too. Is also a bishop on d7. The rook's on c8 and d8. And the queen on e8. And the king on g8. That's the position. Oh no, a knight here. But it's still better for Adriana too. Because these pawns seems really strong. This knight cannot be removed. Yeah, well, here the position is the same that we saw previously. So yeah, there are some problems. So continue from this position. And it also Adriana moves. So Adriana has to move, no, in this position. And she can get her time. Is not forced to winning the game instantly. Hey, warning you. Well, you probably listen this reply 10 minutes later because there is a delay, 10 minutes delay, so you listen me, you understand me just 10 minutes after. Oh, Adriana played a strange move. She would like to probably going on e6. That's why she played there. But she covered a square for the knight, this one. And if the opponent played b5 before, she couldn't go there and there. That was probably the best way for going. Okay, probably... Oh, wait. Okay, has been fixed the DGT. a6. Bishop takes on d7. So we can see all the moves. Bishop takes on d7. Queen takes on d7, as you told. Queen takes on d7 on d7 was better taking with the knight or better, more better with the bishop. No, with the queen. Adriana played the correct move in this position. She played e4. Bishop take check. Queen takes. Rook e8. So I told you they was playing a probably perfect game or close to be perfect game. But now the two players didn't play. No, the two players. The Adriano opponent didn't play perfectly. E5. E5. Not taking there because the opponent has a strong pieces on the d-file. Knight f8. Knight e8. Sorry. Rook d2. Knight c7. And knight d4. The opponent played b5. b5 was the move that has been played. But as we saw, this pawn arrived from here to here. Because there is a delay. So we need to understand what the two players played, the order of the moves that they played. Probably Adriana here played d4. f4, sorry. f4. And, okay, we also know that exactly time control that the two players has at the moment. Adriana, fortunately, okay, she played f4. Adriana, fortunately, has 24 minutes, and the opponent has just 16 minutes. Okay, they had more time for finishing the game, of course. But, well, which move the opponent played? I don't remember. Queen e8 probably was the move that the opponent played in this position. Queen e8 seems really strange. Totally strange. Super no sense move, rook, yeah, queen e8. And now, fortunately, in this part of the game, we will see the two players playing faster than the previous part of the game. Nah, he is better. That's better. And well, I have to delay this and put in that. I forgot to reset up. Come on, really? The opponent played queen e8. In this position, queen e8. That's really strange. Because he could play b4. And that was totally better. Maybe playing also this. Nope. f5. f5 is coming. f5 seems really strong. Come on. Seems really, really strong. Can play f5 because he takes f6. Wow. Super, super, super strange. And I hope now the DGT is working and is not working. If the chessboard don't work again, will be probably a problem. Will be probably a problem. Wow, f4. is coming, of course. F5, sorry, is coming, and F5 is probably strong. Ah, that's why probably he decided to play Queen E8, because he knows that white is playing F5, and he didn't want to do that. But for example, G6 can work. Wow. Queen E8 is super, 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 super passive. Because in every game you need to attacking, and this is an obvious move just for defending. No, come on. It's not possible. That opponent is still thinking again. It's not possible. Because if I have to put the moves manually, unfortunately, we cannot see the time. The time control. Because the only way for seeing the time control is checking the DGT. And if I cannot check the DGT, obviously I cannot. Firing that. Oh, let's go. I open the analysis if in the next 5 minutes anything change. Okay, probably the DGT don't work again. Well, I have to set up everything again for the second time. But if Adriana wins, no, wait. Yes, okay, it was working. It was working. Okay, the opponent really spent the time for playing that move, and he arrived to 9 minutes and 38 seconds. Okay, here the best move was knight c2, but come on, every single human here played f4, f5. Every single human in this position played f5. Every single human. So let's see in how many seconds Adriana decided to play f5. There is also knight d1, but come on, knight d1 for going on e3. Let's go. Adriana played f5, and f5 is forcing the bishop to going back, so probably the opponent spent half second. Okay, and he went back. Okay, we saw that in this position Adriana played rook e1, and that was the only move that we saw previously. Well, I think is okay, if you are playing this game, you probably know that you are winning this game, no? But you have to find in this position the correct way for going to winning this game. Because the best move for Stockfish is knight d1. But come on, knight d1 for going on e3 is not so simple to play, probably. And the opponent has not too many chances. Yeah, I'm sorry about the delay, but well, when you play some tournaments, sometimes happen, and that's normal. And unfortunately, I cannot do different than, well, doing this. But let's see what's happened for the next round, because I will contact Adriana and let's see. Well, going back to the game, 91 was the best one. Another one was Queen G3 for trying to attack in there and pushing the pawn here, and probably, well, because it's difficult to finding a good move for black in this position, because these pieces are totally blocked, cannot move from there, and white can do everything he wants. So a little bit strange, because Adriana can do whatever she wants, putting the pieces wherever she wants. The opponent has more than 10 minutes less than her at the moment. Let's see later if we'll be do the same. But I think she also finding a good way for attacking and enter to the opponent lines. Okay, we saw that she played rook e2, and we also saw, and we also thought that the opponent could do this. Okay, before was really strong, no? Let me just give me 3 seconds. Wait. Okay. Here we are. Let's go back to the game. Okay, Rookie 2. But as I told you, there is some problem because the opponent of Adriana, Javier, has no many chances for moving the pieces, okay? Because all the pieces are blocked and it cannot develop anything. It can just move in 2 or 3 pieces for just putting his pieces in better situations. But it's not a win. It's not win. It's absolutely not win yet. It will be a long, 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 long game. If you think it's finished, you're wrong. But okay, there are two good sensation, no? The first one is that the opponent is going down to 7 minutes, and after 7 there is 6, and after 6, 5. And in no time. And Adriana, okay, he has more an extra space. He can push everything she wants. She can do 1 and 2, for example, for going there. So she can do all she wants. But I also think it's not easy to to win this game, no? Is better position, has more chances, but you have also to calculate everything, because if you miss something or if you lose one of the 2 pawns, probably will not so easy to win. Because the biggest strength of this position probably are these 2 pawns. Probably. And the opponent cannot move their pawns, their pieces, no? That's the second reason. But now the opponent need to find a way for continuing to play. And yeah, not so much time, because I told you 7 minutes, 6 minutes, and now 5 minutes. Okay, now is 5:43. So he has to calculate. I don't know about him if he's a person that is suffering the time or not, but I don't know a single person that loves to have less time than more time, no? So probably will be no, not it will be. It is better for Adriana, of course. So let's see if Adriana can convert this little advantage to a big advantage. And let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Okay, 4 minutes for the opponent. Time trouble. Probably we will see a funny and rapid endgame. Because I hope the opponent is still waiting and it is not a DGT board problem, I hope, but I hope. I saw it just happen one time, so I don't think it happened again. 3 minutes and 30 minutes and 30 seconds. 3 minutes and a half. 3 minutes and a half. Okay, he played B4. Wow. He found the best move in this position because now, after playing B4, Black is attacking this knight, of course, but the other reason is that he's opening away this square for the knight and for the bishop too. So, for example, after, for example, knight d1, he can play this one. And take, and now he's... Black can continue to play. Because, of course, knight d1 will be played, because knight b1 is a no-sense move, no? D1 is better. D1. Go on D1, Adriana. Another way could be going on E6. Could be really interesting, E6. Because E6, B takes, E7. Take him there, take him there. Queen takes. Could be really funny. And in this situation is really... Okay, people has two different way for playing this situation. When you play against an opponent with no time and you have an extra time. Because you can play for not leaving him to calculate the moves, or playing your game. It's not important about the opponent time. Okay, if he had not so much time is better for you, but not so important. So, well. Wait a second, guys. Okay, guys. Well, Adriana played e6, really? Wow. Oh, they played the exactly order of moves that I told you. What? The exactly order of moves that I told you. But was a blunder. Knight b5 was the move. Oh, he's not forced to take in the rook. He can take there. She can take there. She can take there. She's not forced. Wow, incredible. If Adriana will find this move, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because it's not important taking the rook now, because if she takes there, she couldn't take that, of course, otherwise you will win easily. And if black, for example, play this, now you can take. And after, oh, okay, of course, with the queen. And you can play f6. Queen takes, pawn takes, and easy winning game. Rook d8 and going there. Or better moves is, yeah, rook d6. Okay, that's a lot of moves. Let's go, Adriana. C takes on b2. But f6 now, for example. Cannot take that. g5. h4, super winning for white in this position. But this one and this one. Oh, knight f3 and knight g4, 5. Crazy. Yeah, rook takes there is the only way for winning easily. No, easily no. Winning easily no. Oh, she promote. Okay, queen takes and rook takes. 1 and 2 in a second. Yeah, I don't see other moves in this position than takes on b2. Yeah. Rook takes on d2. On b2. Okay. Stockfish don't like this, doesn't like this, but probably because Stockfish sees moves, order of moves or long plan. Oh, you have good news. Oh, wow. Okay. What? Well, guys, and now which move black could do? For example, could be going with the knight on e8 and go on f6 for opening the file for the rook 2 could be an option. Going on b5, trying to trading a lot of pieces could be another option. Come on, super fast, faster than the thing that I think. Okay, White can decide to play whatever she wants. For example, she can take there, she can push on f6 that I told you, or she can go back on e2. That seems a normal move in this position. Can go in this position too. Probably not the best one because I know no good development. Then e2, where on e2 can go here, here, here. More options from e2 than f3. So that's why it's a little bit better. After that, I think it's also reasonable taking that. Probably not the best wave, but great anyway. A little bit more than a minute and a half for the Adriano opponent, so especially when you're in a situation like this, people try to simplify the position, so that means trading the pieces, no? So that's why Adriana in this position okay, she knows what she has to do, but she don't feel herself forced to trade in the pieces, no? Just because the opponent offer her to draw the trading the pieces. She's one pawn up than the opponent, okay, not the same pieces, but a little bit better from there. But it's a strange decision because knight 92 seems good if you find a way for convert there in a winning game, in a winning move, no? And I think it's more a long-term move, not a move that you automatically can winning something or being in a better situation than the opponent. So it's not easy to find probably this move. Other moves could be better. I don't know which one over there, but probably taking the knight could be the most simple move to do. Okay, Adriana is taking the time for doing that because, okay, she had more time than the opponent. But let's see. Let's see what's happened. Knight b5. She's probably calculating every single line after taking the knight or going back because they are the two most reasonable moves to do in this position. This one was probably not the best way for continuing the game, but she played really well. Adriana, I think, played this game really well. She had the total control of the game from the start to the end. Okay, as you saw, probably she didn't find every single movement. Nobody finds the best move every time. But the plan that she had was totally correct in all the situation that she had, and especially because if you don't allow to the opponent to playing his plan, to playing his moves, I think it's better anyway. No? So let's see if now she can convert there in a winning position. Oh, is she go back on c2? Wow. Okay, and Adriana finished the game, but I don't want to spoiler anything, so let's see the continuation of the game. Knight c2. Okay, the opponent cannot take in there. Okay, now knight c2 is probably a little bit strange, but I don't find a good way for the opponent to getting an advantage from this position, because probably if the opponent goes on d6, Adriana can go on d4.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say it again?
Hey.
Hello.
Wait a second.
Sorry.
Wait a second.
Tell me if 627 was the best thing to do, please.
Well, I don't know why the audio is from here, but just a second. Try to speak. Okay, perfect. Hello, 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 hello. No, no, no. Someone is there too, but we are seeing the game. We're trying to see the last part of your game because I put a delay and I have to tell you that in a part of the game the DGT didn't work. Yes, no, but for a single moment because I try to put in the moves. I try to put the moves from myself, but unfortunately, I didn't put the time control, of course, no. But after some minutes it works, so that's not a problem. Okay, and King F8. Your opponent played King F8. Your knight is on D5, queen on B2, queen rook on B2 and on E1. And you probably in this position played something like knight B6 for double attacking the knight and the... okay, E4. Yes. Knight D6. Okay. Okay. D8. Okay. Check. Check. Rook D8 and queen takes on D4. Wow. Wow. Because the combination is if black taking on B8, queen takes on D6, check, and losing the rook. And yeah. Yeah, if the opponent play, for example, which one could play? Because he couldn't leave the queen on the diagonal to protect the rook. So f6, queen takes, f6, queen takes, g takes, and winning the game anyway. And h4 is covered by the queen, and e7 is covered by the rook. So easy. But yeah, you played a really good game, in my opinion. And what do you think about your game? What's your sensation about the game? Okay. Yeah. I saw. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, well, when you play, for example, in the last part of the game, when you played f4, f5, sorry, pawn f5, and the opponent go back on d7 with the bishop, in that situation, your opponent has no moves. And I said, okay, Adriana could spend some time for putting the pieces wherever she wants, for getting a strong attack, no? You played 85.9. But just because, yeah, but not because you blunder something, but just because you didn't find in one, two situation the best moves. For example, when you play d7, in the end, e7, and it, no, it was correct, e7, but c takes on b2 was a mistake for your opponent, and you, no, the move was queen, was rook takes on b2. Yeah. And well, but he's winning anyway because okay, you take that and you take an extra pawn anyway. Mhm. Yeah. And you also have something like f6 in the same situation, but probably f6 is a little bit strange because if g takes, you can play, yeah, queen takes on f6 and is probably winning anyway. It's different way for winning the same game. It's not yeah, not the worst move that you played. The only move that you played incorrectly was in the opening after your opponent plays c5, you play really fast knight f2. Bishop f2, bishop at f2. And the best move there was bishop b5 for attacking the rook. Yes, yes, correct. Because you played bishop f2. He played yes, but okay. Sorry, 97. Bishop takes on f7, on f6. Bishop takes on f6, and d takes on c5, and you win a pawn. Yeah, but you control all the game. Okay, you played like everyone. Nobody played the perfect move every time, of course. But yes, correct. Yeah, you probably lose a little bit advantage that you had in some position, but okay, your pieces was so stronger than the opponent. Yeah, the only move was bishop f2. I don't understand why you play bishop f2 was your plan on that. Ah, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, hmm, yeah. Well, but I was shocked because I saw your opponent. Ilo was okay. I don't want to say an easy opponent because nobody is an easy opponent, but he got 1.5 point. But do you know how he got 1.5? He didn't won and he didn't draw against nobody. He won because the opponent didn't go to play against him and he take a buy. So that's why he got 1.5. Uh-huh. Yeah. I know about that. But I thought when I saw the elo of your opponent, I said, okay, he probably is playing a good tournament, no? And well, next round tomorrow. To, round number five, correct? Yes. So good luck. Okay. Yeah, especially in the first part, a lot of viewers. Yeah. You're welcome.